This is my 2 cents on driftwood. I see a lot of people ask, oh, what type of wood can I put in my aquarium? Best way is, all this wood, maybe not the one at the top. The one at the top, I'm not sure, maybe a Malaysian driftwood, something like that I got somewhere. Same with that one with the Anubias. That's definitely like a Malaysian driftwood type of feel. But this one with the Java moss on it, I'm pretty certain I just picked that up on a bushwalk. This one here is a part of a root. I found a tree that was uprooted. It had dried out, but it was close to a river. Same with a lot of those ones. They were just roots of a tree. And basically, I knew I could use them because it's kind of like bogwood. It's already growing in that type of setting, I guess, environment. Same with that one there, that's underneath the Malaysian driftwood. That's just part of roots as well. And all I did was put it in a tank. I may have left it out in the sun for a little while before I actually put it in the tank. I don't exactly remember, but I do know that they're just parts of a root system of a big tree, and the tree was maybe a eucalyptus or something, because in Australia that's basically all our hardwood is eucalyptus. We don't really have anything else. We don't have oak or maple or any of that other stuff that you Americans have. We're pretty limited yet again in terms of what we can actually put in our tanks. But to me, as long as it's hardwood, it doesn't break off easy. If you want, you can test it. You just put it in some water for a week or two, and a lot of people whinge about tannins. I find tannins are good for plants, good for fish, good for just the environment. You can see here that in this tank the water is crystal clear, yet I do have driftwood in it. It just means that the tannins have already leached out, and I've used these, I don't know, I've had them for years. So a lot of people say, how whinge about, oh, it's still floating, after a week it's still floating. Give it some time. You can always hold it down with rocks. I'm sure I've found in the past where I see this big one here. I had to bleach that because I'm pretty certain it got sprayed with pesticides. I put it in my shrimp tank, and all my shrimp went nuts. So I ended up bleaching it, left it out in the sun, weathered it, bleached it again, and then I actually buried it. I actually put it in earth and buried it for I don't know, a couple of months, and let the water trickle in it when it rained. Just left it there, and then I decided I'm going to try it again. And then I put it in a tank. Actually put it in a bucket first. Didn't prime the bucket or nothing. That a lot of people say, oh, after you bleach your wood, you gotta prime the bucket. I didn't do any of that. I just left it in the bucket, and then I tried it with a couple of guinea pig shrimp. No real effects. I ended up throwing it in this tank, and you can see it's been bleached. Like, there's all the white, but you can also see that it's sort of wanting to come back to its natural colour. And it was never a really dark piece like that. It was sort of like a grey piece anyway. And I think I just grabbed that from the bush too, on a hiking trail or something that I was doing in the bush, and I just found, oh yeah, because it was hardwood. They're your best places to find these type of things, is just when you go in the bush and you see something that's been there for a little while. It's hardwood. You can't break it off very easy. It doesn't crumble. There's my big boy. There's my fussy ass big boy. But yeah, simple things like that. And that's how I do my driftwood. I just leave it out, and I just think, oh yeah, that'll look alright in an aquarium. And if it does leach tannins, I mean, I don't care. I like tannins. I actually have this one over here on my gym set. Oh, this big nice piece. I got it from someone who said, oh, it's gonna, it leached too much and he didn't like it. Let's see if I can sit with it. Yeah, it's gonna sit. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, it leached too much. He didn't like it. There's nothing wrong with it leaching, and it'll only leach to a certain extent anyway. It'll soon decide, enough's enough. I mean, you can boil it. People boil it. I have boiled it in the past. That reminds me. A lot of these pieces, like even in that tank, when I first get them, I actually boil a kettle, and I do pour boiling water all over it, just to make sure that there is no nasties. And that's basically all I do. I just boil the kettle and pour hot water over it, maybe a couple of times, and sit it in a bucket with that boiling hot water. And I might cap the bucket just so it steams it all too, so I don't actually have to put, like, it's a 20 litre bucket, so I don't actually have to put 20 litres of boiling hot water in it. I just let the steam do the rest, and I've never had an issue doing that. And that's how I set it up. People put them in ovens and things like that. I don't do that. But anyway, can't wait to put this in my tank. Don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Now, the reason I haven't is because I have more cribs in this tank. I have 2 extra females, and they need hiding spaces because she's like the madame, she's the bitch, and then he's the prince, so to speak, and if she sees any females, she gets all cross. So I need other hiding places for these guys. I'm trying to sell them, but this is not happening right now. No one wants cribs. I don't know why. Cribs are like one of the best and sweetest cichlids. Yeah, say that and she's attacking guppies. Makes sense. But yeah, so Driftwood, definitely a must in aquarium because it's part of their environment. And if it does stay in the water, it won't be forever. And I know there's chemical filtration and things you can do to actually minimize the stain. But I actually like it, but, there's one of those females I was telling you about. They've got to have hidey holes or else, it'll be a bloodbath. Well, I don't think so. These guys don't get too aggressive. They front each other and they sort of like, But anyway, in terms of the driftwood, just boil it. Put some boiling hot water over them, see how you go, and stick it in the tank. It'll take a little while to waterlog, maybe a week, maybe longer, depending on the piece. But yeah, I've grabbed just bits of driftwood in the bush. I've never had an issue, so good luck. I actually enjoy finding it. You find a good piece of driftwood, you just know it's going to look good in your tank. You got to try it out. If not, always sell it on Gumtree. All right.